Just a few things to remind you about for your Unit 8 test. First of all, we will give you the equations that you need for your light calculations to find wavelength, frequency, or energy of a wave, along with the constants for speed of light and Planck's constant. You'll get a blank periodic table that you can use for all of your quantum mechanics questions. So we'll have some colors available at the beginning if you wanted to at the very beginning. Just kind of outline the different areas. So we're going to have S, and then we'll have P, we'll have D here in the center, and then F down at the bottom. You can also take an opportunity to label as many of the sublevels as you need to help you complete those questions. So here at the beginning, we're going to start with 1S, and we'll have 2S, and it will continue. Then on the right, starting with boron, we'll have 2P, aluminum will be 3P, starting that sublevel all the way down. Here in the center for the D block, remember the number at the beginning will be one less than the row number, so with scandium, that's going to start with 3D, 4D, 5D, and 6D. Down here at the bottom, there will be 2 less than the row number. So remember, after 6S, after cesium and barium, you need to follow this down here, and we'll get the lanthanide series. So that one's going to be 4F. Then you would go back in that same spot and start with 5D here, and continue across. So those are some things that you can label, and you would label as many of them as you want. Something else that you will need to be familiar with is our electromagnetic spectrum, and the order of the different types of light on it, and what kind of the ranking of the wavelengths, the energy, and the frequency would be. So we're going to start with a longer wavelength on the left, the way that we talked about ranking them, and then as we move to the right, the wavelength is going to get shorter and shorter. That's kind of a funny looking drawing, but that will work. And on the left, remember we called that the triple L side, we're going to have the long wavelength, low frequency, and low energy. On the right here is our short wavelength, high frequency, and high energy, just all the opposite trends. And so we're going to have those that we can match up. Then we have all the different types of light to rank on this spectrum. So I have them all kind of typed up here that we can talk about, an easy way to remember the order in which they will go. First of all, radio waves will be the ones with the longest wavelength that we're looking at. And then gamma rays are going to be the ones with the shortest wavelength. So I just remember those two ends. And then in the middle is the part of the light spectrum that we can see. So all visible light will be in the center. And we have the colors in order with red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet, from the longest wavelength to the shortest wavelength. So if I asked you which has a longer wavelength, orange or blue, orange is to the left, so orange is going to have the longer wavelength. Now, right before red, we're going to have infrared, and right after violet, we're going to have ultraviolet. So that leaves us with 2 to put. We have microwaves and we have X-rays. And the way that I remember is over here we have gamma rays. So next to it we're going to put X-rays. Over here we have a radio. Radio is an appliance. A microwave is also a household appliance. So it's kind of a silly way to remember, but if it works, then you have them all lined up according to an increasing amount of frequency and energy and decreasing in the size of the wavelength.